The World Cup starts tomorrow. Here we go. The first Winter World Cup. The first Arab World Cup. We are in Qatar. We are doing the impossible challenge, trying to go to every single World Cup match. The first fan ever to do it. So let's predict all the games.
I can't believe it's starting, Theo. We're here in Doha, 24 hours away. And the first game, Theo, is Ecuador against Qatar. The hosts, the expectation. A lot of talk about a 1-0 win to Qatar, isn't there, Theo?
Before I give my prediction and speak about anything, I want to start off with 15,000 likes. If we do that, your nation will win in match day one. If you're not in match day one, then like it anyway, because the TDL is massive.
That is very true, Theo. So the first game, Qatar have played a lot of football together. I know they're not expected to win this. Could be close though.
Well, it's the smallest country to ever host a FIFA World Cup. All the stadiums are within a 7-kilometre radius of each other, and then there's one that's 40 kilometres away. So this is why we're able to do the impossible challenge. But the record Qatar host is insane. Their home record, they haven't lost since the end of December 2021, which was to Algeria, to a 118th minute winner. Since then, they haven't been beaten at home. Who says it's going to be Ecuador here?
Theo, they are very well drilled and they know the conditions. I know there's air conditioning in the stadiums, but it matters when you're on your home turf.
Yeah.
I reckon this is going to be close. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, well, I think it could be a similar story to when South Africa started it off in Johannesburg with that shabalaba moment at home to Mexico, and the scenes were incredible, you know, and they were never expected to get a result, but they came out of it because of the 12th man, the fans. I think Qatar go in there and Almoez Ali is going to score in the first half. Everyone's going to go mad. The country will erupt. Then in the second half, Ecuador will start to get back into it, realise that they're a quality team with the likes of Moses Caicedo, Hinsapi, Estupinan, and their striker, who's 33 years old, who plays in the Turkish league, Enner Valencia. He will score a second half goal, being the captain, and I think it's going to end 1-1. What do you think about that?
I agree, Theo.
We're going for 1-1s. 1-1s both ways. Comment below though. I can easily see Qatar winning it. So could Ecuador. They've got a better team on paper. The one problem for Ecuador is they haven't scored an open play for 537 minutes.
Wow.
The only goal they got was a penalty within that time. They love a clean sheet, but they don't score many.
And that is a Thogden fact.
The second match, the day after, is England versus Iran. I believe this is at 4 o'clock Qatar time. Are you excited?
I cannot wait for this, Theo. Now, everyone expects England to absolutely walk this, but let's talk about the Iran team. Mehdi Taremi, we know about him, Theo.
11 goals in 13 matches. The guy's a killer for FC Porto and for Nation. He plays alongside Serdar Azmoun, who was smashing for Zenit. Not as good for Bayer Leverkusen, but has had injury problems.
That is true. Let's not forget the geography, Theo. Iran is not too far from here, so they know the conditions. They're training in conditions that they understand.
Yeah.
That works in their favour.
And a lot of their players play for teams like Persepolis, who are Iranian First Division, so they're used to conditions, playing in stadiums, but they're not air-conned. That's one key thing.
Absolutely, Theo. And you know what? If there's a draw here, I will not be very surprised. And I won't be totally disappointed.
We went to Russia. We've got to look back at the games that matter. And in that 2018 tournament, we played Tunisia first, an Arabic club, similar storyline, where it took till the very final kick of the game for us to finally lead that match through Harry Kane. A bullet header at the back post. Everyone expected we'd go out there and win 3-0, but we didn't. It was slow, it was steady, and we grinded out the result. Do you think a similar story could happen against Iran, Dad?
Well, I've been watching England for about 50 years, Theo, and the thing is we very rarely smash teams. So anyone that thinks we're going to score 10 goals and get 9 points from this group, you are a mug.
Yeah, we're not Brazil, we're not the Netherlands like they did in the Euros, but I think it's better to start off tournaments slow, because then you get into it more, you get into your stride in the knockouts. That's what I would like for England to do. If we win this 2-1, I'm going to be delighted. There'll still be people on Twitter saying Southgate out or awful football. A win is a win, especially at the World Cup, right?
I would take a 1-0 win right now, Theo.
What, Harry Maguire, bullet header?
I don't care who gets it, but the thing is, Theo, what will be the formation for England?
This is the 11 I will play.
Wow, Theo, that is an amazing team. Watch the video tomorrow and find out what it is.
Well, we really thought that one through, so make sure you don't miss it. Dad, let's hear your score prediction.
Do you know what, Theo? I'm going for England 1, Iran 0.
I'm going to go England 2, Iran 0. I think we've got enough in it to get the win here. 1 goal in the first half, 1 goal in the second. Nice and relaxed. It's not definitely going to happen, but I'm going to go in there confident. England fans, Iran fans, let us know in the comment section below.
Senegal versus the Netherlands in Group A. Now, this could be a very good fixture. Two very good teams, quite equal in the standings.
Sadio Mane did a reverse, and he's now not going to the World Cup. It's been back and forth. It's been a mess for the dressing room, the training ground, the people upstairs at Senegal. How much of a loss is that for the nation?
That is a huge loss, Theo, and this actually determines my score prediction, which I'll give you now. Senegal 1, Netherlands 2.
Already in with the prediction, dog.
Already in with the prediction. If Mane was there, I would predict a draw. I think you need that one world-class player there.
Okay.
But it's going to be a brilliant game, this.
The thing about Sadio Mane missing is it opens another space for a forward who is smashing it for Sheffield United, Iliman Ndiaye. He's young, he's hungry, he's got a great record, he's going to be definitely getting promoted to the Premier League with Sheffield United, and he's someone who's going to take the position of Sadio Mane. It's a big job. He's got big boots to fill. Do you back him?
No, I don't, Theo. And that's no disrespect to the young lad, but when you're talking about a Sheffield United player coming in for Sadio Mane, that's why the Netherlands are going to win.
The Blades fans are never going to like you coming back to their stadium ever again.
They
And Ismail Assar is on the other side. So two championship...
Yes.
This is the problem. We're talking about championship players here too much. And we're comparing that to the Dutch team who have, before we speak about the exciting names, the stronghold names of De Ligt, De Jong, Depay, Van Dijk. It's quality.
And Nathan Ake's in there as well.
Dumfries, who smashed it at the Euros.
Look, you've got 11 world-class players there, and that'll be the difference. Netherlands will win this by a single goal.
Yeah, some exciting talents as well breaking through. Cody Gakpo and Xavi Simons, both at PSV, both given the call-up. I was gutted that we didn't see Dan Yuma.
Yeah.
But it freed up space for Noah Lang. Dutch fans, let me know what your thoughts. I would rather take in Dan Yuma. I think this is where Senegal fall apart.
Yeah.
Senegal 0, the Netherlands 3.
Wow.
They always start with a bang. They have a great group stage, and I think they will smash it.
And I disagree with that, Theo. I don't think it's going to be one-sided. I think Senegal will push them. I think they've got the flair, the passion. They'll get at least a goal.
That's the beauty of the World Cup. Let's find out.
The USA against Wales in Group B, Theo. What a game this is. Massive importance because both teams are looking for second place or even higher. Now, the bookies think that USA are going to win this. They're higher in the FIFA rankings, but what do you think?
This is an incredible story for football. Whoever wins this game pretty much gives themselves a lead to second place.
Yes.
If England actually turn up. I think they might go in the mentality of going for a draw. Because if they both draw and can beat Iran, then they're on 4 points, which in previous World Cups gets you through the group.
It does, Theo. Now, this is, of course, Gareth Bale, his homeland against his adopted homeland.
Oh, good point. Yeah, they love him in America as well. MLS Cup final, what a story that was. Do you think Gareth Bale made the right decision to go to the MLS when he could have gone to another top 5 European club?
I do, Theo. I think it's a payday for him, and why not? Why not 2 or 3 years?
It means he's on the golf course, and also he's rested up for big tournaments like this. I mean, in terms of a big game player, Bale has never been one to do it in the league, week in, week out. He's not consistent, but when it matters, he turns up. And Wales have not qualified for a World Cup since, I think, 1958. And Gareth Bale will have to be the man to bring them success. Can they do it against America?
Well, let's go beyond Bale, Theo, because Wales have got some really solid players. The likes of your Dan Jameses. Okay, they're not world beaters, but they're good players. A lot of them with Premier League experience. They're playing a USA team. You talk about, let's say, Christian Pulisic. They have some good names.
Captain America. He's been very good, though. 17 contributions in 23 games in their qualifiers. And they've got a young and exciting team. They're going to be hungry. Some people call them underdogs. Do you back the Americans to even get a win here?
I don't. Now, they're not the underdogs in this game. I think the bookies are on USA's side.
I can't believe that. I'd have thought Wales would be favourites, especially having Gareth Bale. I mean, that's just it's a cheat code, almost.
Well, yes.
And I don't know. This game could go either way. It's such a massive prediction because it does determine the group. I'm going to back a draw. I'm going to say 0-0.
Do you know what?
No goals each way. Low scoring. They'll take a draw, and they'll both have the mentality of, okay, it's a draw, but if we beat Iran, we can finish second.
It's going to be a low-scoring game. I agree with you there. But you know what? USA 0, Wales 1.
That's an underdog
boys
shout.
From the valleys are going to do it.
The Dragons.
Of course, mate. Of course.
Who's going to get that goal?
It's going to be Dan James.
Not Bale.
No, not Bale, no.
Wow.
Into Group C now, and it's Argentina against Saudi Arabia. So you've got one of the favourites in the whole tournament against one of the minnows in Saudi Arabia. But Theo, the Saudi team, they've played together a lot, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're a good unit. A lot of them play for Al Hilal of Saudi Arabia. Can they surprise Argentina?
Didn't they cancel the Saudi League so they can work on the World Cup team and gelling together for longer than other nations?
That's pretty much what they've done.
That's
it matters,
crazy,
doesn't it, when you play together?
Yeah, it's special, and it gives you an extra bonus. I mean, they're going to be used to conditions and their teammates. So don't write off the Saudis. But this is an Argentina team which I would say people are predicting to win more than any other nation, and that's because it's Leo Messi's final World Cup.
Yeah.
But here's why he could potentially win it. They've got a great team with Enzo Fernandez, breaking through, 21 years old, born in 2001, same year as me, smashing it in the Champions League for Benfica, one of the underdogs in that midfield, working hard. They've got Lautaro Martinez, Paulo Dybala, who's still going. They both scored goals in the Finalisma against Italy. They won the Copa America against Brazil. They showed serious character and fight. And after 30 years of tearful losses, they finally look back in the front run to win the World Cup. Can they do it?
They can, Theo. And I think the big dogs of world football, the likes of Messi and Lewandowski and also Mbappe, we'll talk about them later. I think they'll show up in round one. I think Messi will show up, and I think he'll have some fun here.
I'm going to go out there and say 5-0 Argentina. I think they just go goal crazy. And after this match, the whole world will be saying they're going to win the tournament.
Do you know what? I'm going to go less than that. I think 3-0, maybe 1-0 at half-time, a couple of late goals, and Messi will get one or two of them.
To be fair, if we base Argentina's stats off the Russia World Cup, it will be low scoring. So we'll see.
Denmark against Tunisia in Group D. Now, we know Tunisia from 4 years ago in Russia, don't we, Theo? They are a stubborn team.
Don't like playing them. Yeah, it's the 6th World Cup appearance for Tunisia. And they've actually been on a good clean sheet record before on their recent fixtures. Apart from when they played Brazil 5-1, they went 7 games without conceding. So you never know, they might just hold out this game. They've got Wabi Kazri, who loves to score. I think he got 4 contributions in 5 of their goals in the group stage at the Russia World Cup. And he will just turn up again. Forget club. He loves playing for country.
Theo, it's not a team full of stars, is it? It's a team full of solid players who know each other, who can get behind the ball and make it really hard.
There's a serious team ethic. We saw that against England. And they'll be up for it again here against Denmark, who are one of the favourites. I mean, they've gone from being an underdog to almost one of the best teams. After seeing Croatia have made it to the 2018 World Cup final, they've gone from thinking hope to reality. They can go for this. Why not?
Well, absolutely, Theo. We saw how well Denmark did at the Euros. They're the sort of team who can get to the last 8. Again, they're stubborn.
Not just last 8. You think Screw that. They can get to the final. I mean, they probably got around the same odds as what Croatia did to win the tournament at this stage in 2018. I think they've got so much underrated quality. And it's not the main lads. It's Andreas Skov Olsen, who's playing at Club Brugge. What a record he's had in the Champions League and in the previous matches for Denmark. They've got Damsgaard, who was smashing it at the Euros. Eriksson goes without saying. Even players like Jesper Lindstrom at Frankfurt, he helped them win the Europa League. And he's a creative, goal-scoring midfielder who you will see plays a big part in this Denmark side. They've got balance all round the squad. Even Joachim Mæhle at the Euros. Remember Joachim Mæhle?
I do, Theo. And I remember 4 years ago in Russia, in Samara, Theo, we went to see Denmark against Australia.
Yeah.
What a game. We were in there amongst the Aussie fans. The man who made a difference was Christian Eriksen. That little bit of quality, that huge amount of quality was the difference. That's going to be the case again.
Yeah.
I'm going Denmark 1, Tunisia 0. Low scoring.
Low scoring. I'm going to go Denmark 2, Tunisia 0. I think the Danes have, they've been through highs and lows together. They've got that leadership. They've got that togetherness. They'll get this win. And I think they're going to top this group. It's an underrated statement, but I'm going for it.
Mexico against Poland in Group C, Theo. These are two teams who are similarly ranked in the FIFA rankings. They're after Argentina, aren't they? They're looking for that second qualification place.
By this time, they'll know that Argentina have beaten Saudi. So it's all about second place this match. It determines everything, doesn't it? It's massive.
Well, you've written off the Saudis very quickly.
I'm sorry.
I think you're right.
Argentina are the GOATs, man.
But what is going to happen here? It's very, very hard to call. Obviously, Lewandowski is the biggest name here. And the Lewandowski effect. Has he ever scored at a World Cup final?
Poland don't have a great record in European and World Cup stages. Lewandowski's never scored at a World Cup. And the team around them has a lot of potential, like Szymanski and Zielinski in the midfield, who one's at Feyenoord, one's at Naples. They're both smashing it, and they could be able to create for Lewandowski, but we haven't seen Poland do that well in previous World Cups, have you?
I've got memories of Poland not achieving at World Cups and Euros in the past. They tend to
But
bottle it.
the nation gave them a boost. They stuck 2 fighter jets either side of the Poland flight as they were crossing the Ukraine border to give them the extra protection and motivation. If I was a Poland player and I saw that out the window, I would be buzzing to fight for the nation in Qatar.
It means a lot to the Polish people. But let's talk about Mexico, Theo, because these are one of the dark horses of the tournament. It wouldn't surprise me if a team like Mexico gets to the semi-final.
Are you serious?
Now, my head says that Mexico will win. Initially, I put down a Mexico win, but then I remembered Lewandowski.
Yeah.
And I just think, I'm going to get straight to my prediction. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, a really good game.
Oh, I don't know. Gerardo Martino, the manager for Mexico, came in after the Russia World Cup, and his plan was to stop that round of 16 curse that Mexico always have when they get to World Cup stage. I think they've done it in the last 5 World Cups that they faced in. Always the 4th match curse. The problem is, they seem very disconnected. When they qualified for the Qatar World Cup, they didn't have the same passion in the stadiums at home as they did for the previous ones. They don't believe in the squad. They've got Lozano, as they call him, Chucky. They've got Julian Alvarez in the midfield, Gallardo, Ochoa. A lot of iconic names that did well at the Russia World Cup. But again, they'll go out round of 16, and that is the problem. But I think they have enough in them as a team to beat Poland.
And I kind of agree with you, and if it wasn't for Lewandowski, if he was injured, I'd go with a Mexico win. I think Mexico will qualify 2-2.
I'm going to be honest, this is game of the week. I think 5 goals. I'm going Mexico 3, Poland 2. Lewandowski will be on the score sheet, but the Mexicans will have enough team game to get the result. It's massive. Let's see what happens.
France against Australia in Group D, Theo. Now look at the France squad. It is amazing against a threadbare Australian team. Surely very one-sided.
Is the France team as good as what you expected? Let's go through it. Lloris in goal, decent. They've got a load of defenders who all want to play, but they're all high class. And when egos come into play and you can only start 4, do you not think that could cause some lack of team cohesion? We've seen that with is an ego problem within the dressing room at France.
Theo, we've seen France bottle it, but we've also seen France win the whole tournament. So what's going to happen?
Well, they bottled it in the Euros against Switzerland,
yes,
but they got through the group pretty convincingly. The winner curse is a serious thing. I think for the last 6 winners, or since 2006, shall I say, every time there's been a winner at the World Cup, they've gone out of the group. Do you believe in that statement with France being in a group with Australia, Denmark, the likes of that?
No, I don't. I don't believe in curses and all of that nonsense. What I believe in, Theo, is that France have got some incredible players, including a player called Kylian Mbappe. And I think he's going to show up here. I think he's going to absolutely eat at the trough against a really weak Australia team.
But part of the reason Mbappe did well is because he had Kante and Pogba holding down the midfield. They're both missing at this World Cup. And Nkunku's out as well. One of the best up-and-coming talents, would have unleashed his qualities in this France team.
Now, Pogba is mercurial. It's a real shame that he's not there, because I've seen him in a France shirt being magnificent. I'm a big critic of him, but when he throws on that France shirt, he's brilliant. So
but he's not there. And Didier Deschamps as well loves playing Giroud. But can you really bench the Ballon d'Or winner Benzema?
Oh, you can, Theo.
What, you can?
You've got to do what's right for the team, for the country. But you know what, Theo? Let's not go any further with the waffle. This is going to be 4-0 to France. A very easy win.
No, it won't. France won. Australia won. The World Cup is made for upsets, and the Aussies will be fighting. The midfield trio of Hrustic, Aaron Moy, and Jackson Irvine is enough to, believe me, especially if Jason Cummings start in the forward position. He will come on and score. France will be 1-0 up. Jason Cummings off the bench, 1-1. You heard it here first. Everybody's against me. The odds, people will say bad ball knowledge. I'm telling you, France bottle it.
Theo, if I had a poster of Jeremy Beadle, I'll hold it up right here, right now.
You would hold it up in Qatar, but it's broken, it's smashed. It's smashed, so you can bring it.
No, I'm really sad about that. France to win easily.
No, it's a draw.
Morocco against Croatia in Group F. Theo, what a crucial game this is.
It's massive. It's key. Morocco are an underrated side. Ilyas Cher at QPR. They've got Mazraoui at Bayern Munich. People forget. Hakimi's back in the team because they've got a new manager. The Chelsea man's got a big job to do. Do you believe in his qualities on the pitch?
Well, I do, Theo. I tell you what, Hakimi, that is one special player.
Oh, Hakimi as well. They've actually got a really good squad.
They have, but they're up against a Croatia who some people say are ageing. I tend to agree with that.
Yeah. Could you back Morocco here? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I've just thought of a few more names. En-Nesyri and Bono, both at Sevilla. They've got that club link up. This is a decent squad, and maybe it goes underrated, under the radar.
I think this could be a very close game. It's almost impossible to call this one. Modric is a special player, but if you can shut him out, it's an average Croatian team. I'm sorry, it's mediocre. And that Moroccan team, absolute passion of that country behind them.
Go on, say it, Dad. Say it.
1-1 here.
1-1.
I've already predicted Croatia to go out. That's not what the bookies think. I've got a feeling they'll disappoint.
I think they still have the experience with Perisic, Modric, the new boys like Borna Sosa and Gvardiol breaking through. They've got the fullbacks from Celtic and Rangers, I believe. They've got quality.
Yes.
I think they win this 2-1. Well, they got to the last World Cup. They were in the final. They came second. So, of course, I'm going to back them in the first game. If they start to show glimpses of falling away, I will agree with you. I'll start agreeing with you, but I need to see it. I need the eye test. Luckily, we're every single match, so we can do that.
Yeah, I tell you what, Perisic, we saw him for Tottenham against Man United. I thought he was superb that day. Hit the post a couple of times. As England fans, we know how dangerous he is.
Yeah.
I'm not dissing Croatia. I just think Morocco might sneak past them over 3 games.
I want to see Hrvatska start Levaya up top. He's been unreal for Hajduk Split this season. 11 goals, 7 assists in 16 matches. More contributions than games. That could be the answer to their striker problem. And if they do, I'm backing the Croats. Let's see what happens.
Germany versus Japan in Group E, Theo. Now the Japanese, led by Kamada, I suppose, he's their most famous player, looking to gatecrash the European party here.
Absolutely. The special thing about Germany is Hansi Flick is a quality manager.
Yeah.
We saw some dramatically poor years, getting knocked out of the World Cup. They've got a great squad. In the Euros, even England knocked them out. Even since that Euros in 2020, it feels like they've got a whole new squad. Mukoko, Adeyemi, I feel like I'm missing a name.
Musiala. Yes.
They've got a whole new squad, and you mix that in with all the usual Bayern names. I'm talking Kimmich, Goretzka, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry. The fact they all play for each other on a club level together, that is so underrated.
They've got some superb names there, Theo. And growing up, in the 70s, 80s and 90s, I would always predict Germany or Brazil to win this tournament. They've slipped away a bit in the recent decade.
They have, but they're back.
But you look at those names and you just think, wow. But Japan, passionate about football. They've beat, they're underdogs, of course.
Spain and Costa Rica also in the group. I think Japan can take points from them. But this Germany game, surely a German win.
Yes, I think overall, I think it's going to be a 2-0 win to Germany. It won't be super easy.
I like the Japanese team. Mitoma's going to have an exciting World Cup. Could cause a problem. I'd love to see them get in the face of Germany. Just see what happens. Takumi Minamino at Monaco. The Premier League has forgotten about him. Will he relive the special Salzburg moments at the World Cup?
Probably not. He's not done it for a while. He wasn't that good at Leipzig. He wasn't that good at Liverpool, apart from a few moments. But Mitoma, Theo, I think he's in that category of real potential. Yeah,
Tomiyasu has had a mixed bag of game time for Arsenal, but he'll have a key role in this Japan team. There's no denying that they're going to fight. But I'm going 3-1 Germany. Musiala to get 1 goal, 1 assist. Masterclass.
Staying in Group E for Spain against Costa Rica, Theo. Now surely Spain with Rodri in that defensive midfield position.
The Spanish manager made some difficult decisions where he didn't take Sergio Ramos at PSG, who hasn't lost a game for the French club, and he brought Eric Garcia. He didn't take Oyarzabal. He took some dodgy net. This Spain team, apart from the midfield, is a little bit all over the gaff. But they're still going to beat Costa Rica.
Look, they're favourites to be sort of top 4 or top 8 in this tournament, but I'm not sure about this Spain team. I need to be convinced, so I'm going to be watching this one closely.
They're either underdogs and they just gel well together, or they fall apart and even could get knocked out of the groups.
But they've got to start off by beating little Costa Rica by a large scoreline.
They do. If they win 1-0 and Japan see that scoreline, they're going to be up for it, for that second place.
They are. I think Spain will win this one 3-1. I'm not sure where the goals are going to come from that Spanish team.
Let's not underrate Costa Rica. They got Keylor Navas in goal, who, if he wants to hold this game out, it could be a 0-0 draw. And he makes like 10 saves and becomes a World Cup legend. Like, we've seen that before. And with Joel Campbell up top, the main man, he could score a goal if he gets it. You never write off Costa Rica.
No, I think we're clutching at straws to some extent. I've been to Costa Rica. I love the place.
They're
love
a
the
fighting
people.
nation, Dad.
And like most of these nations, they are passionate about the game, but Spain are just too good.
Spain are just too good. I agree. I'm going 2-0. You?
3-1. Belgium versus Canada in Group F. Theo, chance to see Kevin De Bruyne. He should have some fun here, shouldn't he?
Will he have fun knowing Lukaku's just come back, not match fit? He's going to have to deal with Batshuayi potentially. This Belgium team isn't as exciting as it once was. Vertonghen and Alderweireld at the back, they're aging. Courtois is a great goalkeeper. He's experienced. How do you see this Belgium team doing? Some people are saying they're going to go all the way. Others saying they'll crash out of the group.
They won't crash out of the group. They're ranked 2 in the world according to FIFA.
Which is crazy. They're not 2 in the world. They're just not. I can think of 4 or 5 nations that easily beat them on their day.
Well, you're probably talking about flair there. In terms of, you look at the names, there's a solidity to the Belgium
They're getting
team.
on Thogden. Yes, they've got a couple lads breaking through the seam like Wout Faes at Leicester, but he's not enough to save them.
Yeah, but up against Canada, Theo, apart from Fonzie, there's not a lot of talent there. No disrespect to Canada. This should be very easy.
Dad, you're underrating the teams that will be fighting. The World Cup is all about upsets, and you've not predicted one. I'm going to go out there and say Belgium 1, Canada 1. Steven Estacao will lead the line, and Canada will work hard together to grind out a point. Nobody will back me on this, but I believe in the Canadians.
Wow, Stephen, great name, great guy, and I've heard a lot about him, but I'm sorry, Theo. I'm going to be boring here. Belgium 3, Canada 0.
Fonzie, Jonathan David, they all help you. You're never going for Thanksgiving with the boys there. It's going to be a Canada masterclass. Watch this space.
Switzerland versus Cameroon in Group G, and this is a massive game for Switzerland against the underdogs of Africa, Theo.
Absolutely. You can see Switzerland always outperform what the bookies expect of them. They've got a hard-working side. They've got Xhaka, who's never been in better form.
Oh my goodness, we saw him at the Euros at Wembley. He was absolutely superb. He was a different player to when he puts on an Arsenal shirt.
Yeah, it's insane. No, but he's still good for Arsenal this year.
He is this year, yes.
And now they've got even more depth from players like Noah Okafor, who are breaking onto the scene. He's been smashing at Salzburg in the Champions League this year.
He is, Theo, but you know what? Switzerland, I think, are a surprisingly good European team.
They are. They knocked out France in the Euros.
Yeah, you think it's just going to be a nation of Toblerone and bankers, but they actually play good football. They'll make it difficult for anyone anyone in the
Whether
world.
they're Swiss or not, they've got a good team together. And big up Breel Mbolo, football
Yeah.
manager legend. The guy's somehow still pretty young, and he'll continue to score way more for nation than club. Although he's been good for Monaco this year.
Yes, but you know what? Overall, Theo, a narrow Switzerland win. I don't expect goals. I think it'll be very tight and defensive. 1-0 Switzerland.
Yeah, when Switzerland are winning games, you know the World Cup's back. It's going to be 1-0. We agree for the first time in this video.
We do, don't we? We should shake on that, shouldn't we?
Yeah, go on. Let's do it. There we go. Come on.
Uruguay against South Korea in Group H, and I cannot wait for this game.
Yeah, it's
Theo.
massive. Portugal, Ghana are the other two teams in the group. Anyone could go through.
They could, and of course the big question, Heung-min Son, will he play in this game? Is he fit?
First game in, I think they must play him. South Korea have to play Kim Min-jae and Heung-min Son and Hwang Ki-chan. They're the main boys. If they don't play, they're screwed. They don't have enough quality in any of the games. But they do fight as a nation. I remember last time out, they were in the group of death, and they seem to find a way out with big results.
So would you describe South Korea as a two-player country?
No! Look at the way the 11 fought against Germany at the Russia World Cup. They'll always beat the bookie.
Absolutely. Now, they surprised us, didn't they? That World Cup that was held in South Korea and Japan,
Oh, yeah.
they were real surprises that day.
But the Uruguay always grind out a result. They always find a way, no matter what. They're a tricky team.
They have won this World Cup twice, Theo. Let's
Right
not
at the
forget
start,
that.
right at the start.
They're looking to win it for a third time. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They won
Yeah.
it, okay, back in the 30s.
Only
We
10
know
nations
that.
have won the World Cup as well. And they've
Absolutely.
won multiple, more than England. And they've got great players. Federico Valverde.
Yes, yes.
He's a Champions League final creator of the goal, which helped them win that match. They've got Darwin Núñez. Do you think he'll turn up?
I think he will, Theo. I think he's a special player. He's fast, he's strong, he's
Yeah.
lethal in the box. He's going to get better for Liverpool.
Their
He's good for
centre-backs,
Uruguay.
Caceres brothers, Godin as well. They've got it covered.
And they're going to win this game, and they might progress to the semi-finals or the quarter-finals. I'm going to go 2-1 to Uruguay.
Yeah, don't know how many minutes Luis Suarez and Cavani will get. However, I'm backing Uruguay to win this close game, 2-1. South Korea will fight till the end. They'll really put up a good show, but the quality will reap through in the end. Heung-min Son to score and Darwin Núñez to get 2.
Portugal and Ghana in Group H, and
Yeah,
we've
we
all seen the Piers Morgan interview of Cristiano Ronaldo. Is he going to shine, Theo? I know how much you love him.
I bet you he doesn't even start in this match.
No, you've got to start.
But he didn't in the warm-up game against Nigeria where they battered them.
Yeah.
The likes of Bruno Fernandes, who was the key man.
And Bruno, and I said this in a previous video, he will be one of the stars of this tournament.
Dad Fernando Santos is a great manager, but a lot of Portugal fans have their doubts. I know if they want to progress, they need to play free-flowing, attacking football with the likes of Rafael Leao involved
Yes.
and not rely on Cristiano Ronaldo. I was at all the Portugal qualifier games, which they were in because they bottled that game to Serbia.
Yes.
And in fairness, they did get their act together, but it wasn't Ronaldo with the moments. It was Bruno Fernandes.
Yes, look, Portugal is more than one player. I agree with that, Theo. This is a very special team, and I can't wait. It's amazing that they only just qualified.
Yeah.
How can they bottle
Ghana
it?
as well. Tarek Lamptey, Inaki Williams. They've got some quality there.
They do, Theo, but overall, you know what? It's going to be Portugal 3, Ghana 1.
I'm also expecting Portugal to go out and smash it. Bruno will get on the score sheet. I'll give Ronaldo a goal. Go on then. Portugal 3-0.
And finally, Brazil versus Serbia, Theo. And this could be one of the best games of the round. The world is expecting Brazil or Argentina to win this tournament. They expect them to get off to a quick start, but they're up against Serbia, who are tough, aren't they?
Serbia not easy. Vlahovic, Mitrovic, Kostic, all the boys. They've got Red Star and Partizan Academy graduates. And when you're brought through that system, you're almost ready to fight for war when you put on the national team shirt. They will be up for it. They could really be an underdog here.
But Theo, Neymar, one of the best players in the world, is he going to turn up and shine?
It's a difficult question. He didn't at the Russia World Cup. Everyone expected big things.
Yeah.
They're coming into it as favourites again. They've got Vinny Jr., Paqueta, Bruno Guimaraes. I'm naming random players here, but they've got quality in every position. Their fullbacks are aging. They're relying on players like Dani Alves, though. He's like 37 or something. I don't know.
True, Theo, but for me, I respect Serbia. I nearly went with a 3-2 here. I think Serbia will score.
Okay.
I think there'll be a twist or two in this game. But overall, Brazil 3, Serbia 1.
I'm not denying Brazil are good. And because it's the final match of the week, eyes will be on it. Everybody will
Yes.
be looking at this result. Every group has already been determined apart from this game. And this is where I see another upset.
Yes.
I back Serbia to win 1-0.
No, you don't.
I've said it.
Wow, you really think that?
Mitrovic, second half, back post header. They grind it out, strangle out the game. The Serbians get the first win of the group.
Wow, what odds would you get on that prediction?
Unbelievable odds, but I just have a feeling in the World Cup, not everything goes your way. If you're slapping an acca on, it will never come in.
No.
Because there will be one mental result that smashes it. You've got to go different. I knew you'd go boring in this video, and I will go out on a limb and go with the wacky predictions.
So do you think Brazil as a team are overrated?
I'm not denying Brazil will go through. I think they will still get through their group. But they'll start off with a loss against Serbia.
But that makes it hard because they've got to go out and beat Switzerland and Cameroon. And that,
Yeah.
Switzerland against Brazil.
Two teams to go through. The two teams to go through will be Brazil and Serbia.
Right.
But they play each other in the first game. Only one can win. And I'm backing the Eastern Europeans.
Wow, I think you're a mug. But
People will laugh at me. We'll find out. Look, I'm probably going to get memed and clipped by all these predictions, but it is a bit of a laugh at the end of it. Enjoy match day 1 of the World Cup. It's going to be exciting. We're here in Qatar going to every single game. So whatever underdog we see win, we'll be in the ground for.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Join us.
15,000 likes, and
Yes.
Thogdad will join me on the mission of the impossible challenge of going to every game. Because you weren't meant to.
Have I got to do some running?
You've got to do a lot of running. It's going to be the most physical and treacherous task of your life.
Right, I'm going down the gym now. See you.
15,000 likes. Let's make it happen.